Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. HOKEY SMOKES. It is raining hard still here in Shelton, Washington. We have had this year, this fall, leading up to now, more rain than we have had in the past several years. We have creeks that are just, slightly less than rivers, and they could well be, tributaries and all that as they run out, and, well, not tributaries, but like delta sort of stuff. But there's a lot of creeks that those levels are up like 4 feet. Not quite. They're up like a yard. I mean, we've had a lot of water, a lot of rain, and it's still coming down. I mean, they have been badly flooded and badly damaged by water all over the Pacific Northwest. So, yay! We need the water. This is raining like it used to rain. It's just we're not used to it after all this time. And of course, front loading of the video, I can speak English. If you could toss me a like on the video if you like what you see in here, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel as well, if you have not yet, that would be very awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be very cool. I appreciate everyone I get. I read them all. I thumbs up everyone I do. I try to answer as many as I can push through my executive dysfunction to do. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are literally beautiful and awesome. They help to keep me alive. I am disabled. I cannot work. And without the help of these people, I would be homeless at the very best. So thank you so very much, each and every one of these people. Again, it is appreciated. And if you'd like to help to keep me surviving, I do have links to my Patreon in wherever the video description for the video is that you're watching. Very cool for that. Yay, front loading of the video over. Thank you, YouTube algorithms. So it is wet, and it's dim and gray and dark, and oh boy, I had massive motivation problems yesterday, but hopefully I'm going to be able to push through and get stuff done today. Oh, melancholia. Oh, you gotta love it. Such is life. But I've been watching videos, and I've been trying to learn things. I've been playing games. I've gotten further on a lot of others, and that's good because video gaming has been a major part of my life since I was young. I mean, not young. I was in my early teens, past pubescence and all, when we got our first Pong machine. And then we got an Atari VCS, and I spent quarters and quarters and quarters on all the arcade games. And then in 1982, I got a VIC-20. And it was in 1996 I got myself a PlayStation 1 after 1993 getting myself an IBM PC clone. And then, so video games have been a part of my whole life and still are now. I don't feel good if I'm not able to engage in video gaming. Thumbs up for that. Just thought I'd mention. And of course I went walkies, my feet got soaked. I tried wearing my hiking boots to see if that would help, and instead my hiking boots got soaked. Yay. Like I say, it's raining hard, but I did a lot of thinking, a lot of creative stuff up inside of my head. I want to talk about a lot of it, but I don't really have time to do it all just in one big go, so hopefully I'll remember a bunch of it. So yes, because nothing has really happened physically, in my life, my kitty cat is still, she eats tuna fish. I can give her a can of tuna fish, and over a span of several hours, like 6 hours or so, she will eat most of the tuna, which is more than she's been eating of anything else. So tuna's expensive, but if she'll eat it, I'll feed it to her. So, yay. But past that, I mean, little Ghost is doing well. He's still running around and being a hamster. He's mature. He's about a year old. So, he's got about another year to go before he passes from old age. So things are happening. I'm still trying to do as much as I can physically, especially since I want to last as long as possible. I'm going to hopefully make some phone calls to the VA today. Whether or not I can actually make it to some things, hopefully I can still get like my heart checked, because oh boy, I'm getting some big old creases in my earlobe, and I don't want to kick off anytime soon. I mean, I'm gonna one day, we all know that, but I'd like to push that off into the future as far as possible. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get some of this stuff done. Thumbs up on that. But with all of that being pretty much it that's happening in my life right now, I mean, there's other things, but until they get, bad or good or such, they're just minor things that I can't really even think of, at the moment. So I'm going to spend some time just going on with the whole Crimson Kingdom inside outside Razor's Ed fiction setting. I know that there are some that do enjoy it a lot. I imagine there are some that is the moment that I start to talk about it, it's click away. But hopefully you enjoyed at least enough that you listen and enjoy, if nothing else, the sound of my voice. I am in love with the sound of my own voice, so thumbs up on that. I've gotten used to hearing my voice on tape, so it doesn't bother me. Yay! But I wanted to talk more about the Crimson Kingdom, but I also want to talk more about this whole cryptids thing, because I've been spending a lot of time thinking on the whole supernatural type of cryptid, because in my whole setting here, there's no supernatural, there's no magic, you die, you're dead. But at the same time, there's this one individual who discovers that after the death of her body, she's still here. So she's effectively a ghost, which I posit is this energy that comes out and creates the cryptids out here on the outside, which is just extra universal chromosomes from extra universal energies from different parts of the universe that have leaked into various universes because of the heat and pressure of the cosmic horrors. Because of this, try to remember where I am. Yes, that energy that goes out and puffs out and makes cryptids express these genes. If you work on a certain wavelength, your quantum knotting of your intelligence creates a copy of a pattern on the matrix of this energy, and it can become a self-sustaining, self-editing pattern. It is not the actual you, but it's a copy of you. And this person, who I also figured that it would be kind of funny in a horrible way, where I talk about this one cryptid who is a Sasquatch type, James Baker, who becomes Bakir. They are non-human, but they look human, but they're a 13th kind of cryptid, so they have to eat human beings to survive. This ghost, they are with their normal body, and then suddenly, of course, they're just standing there looking down at their corpse. And then Bakir grabs them, throws the body over the shoulder, and starts leaving. When they're like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, I'm not dead. What are you doing with my body? Come back. And just unable to figure out what's going on, because you're not supposed to be standing and your body being taken away. But she follows along to where they take the body, which is just where they're living, and she's not making any impression, yelling at them, "What are you doing? Don't do that, I'm not dead." And of course, Bakir just strips the corpse, and once it's all artificial stuff off, just starts tearing off limbs and eating. At which point, Melanie Cradle, the ghost of Melanie Cradle, has to really suddenly, within 15 minutes of having no longer being alive, watching the corpse being eaten. And in 10 minutes, half hour of that, there's just nothing left but some blood smears here and there. That kind of rubs in that, oh boy, something bad has happened. And so Melanie kind of loses her mind for a time. Comes to when she's screaming out, "Oh my God, am I in hell? Can't anyone hear me?" in the middle of a suburban area, when this fellow pulls his window open, leans out and yells, "Yes, I can hear you. I have got to wake up for the morning time. Please, you're not in hell. I am. I've got to get some sleep." At which point they're like, "Oh, Melanie's just, please, what is happening? What is happening?" And this person is not without empathy. They can see ghosts. And it's like, please, I gotta wake up. And Melanie is just, "I'm very, very frightened and I don't know what's happening." So they become friends, because what else is she gonna do? Now, she is told that she is a ghost. She does not believe that she is a ghost, not a ghost at all. And she spends a lot of time thinking this out, just trying to figure it out. And without an actual physical body, with no hormones afterward, you've just got the mental stuff to drive you into fits of panic where you think that you would be in a way, but you don't have a physical body. You have no hormones. You have no bloodstream. You have none of those things. And so she's able to, after a time, just sit and think and work it through until she finally decides, yes, she is not a ghost. And her reasonings for that is, in her kind of words, paraphrasing of course, I remember standing and watching the body on the ground. I remember watching this thing pick up the body. I remember watching in horror as this thing ate Melanie's body. I remember these things. All of my memories from before are of Melanie doing these things. Not of me, of Melanie doing these things. I existed before Melanie died in a passive way. I was present, but had no agency. I remember Melanie living this life. And after she died, I had agency. And I remember doing these things after her death. I am not Melanie's ghost. I am not a ghost. I do not know what I am, but I'm not a ghost. At which point, that's when she and the person that she has befriended have to talk about, well, what are you? Obviously, no one can tell you what you are, only you know. Whatever you choose to be is obviously valid. Now, Melanie's lucky because there's a lot of scripting in a lot of cryptids, so your mileage may vary. There are a lot of supernatural type cryptids that are so buried underneath their scripting that the person inside of them, you'll never be able to find them. And then there are some that are the scripting is so light effectively they have none. Melanie's closer to the have none side. So she's a ghost, and that's what, not a ghost, of course. But I want to tell about her adventures. Now, quickly though, with what little time there is left, I wanted to talk a bit about the Crimson Kingdom and the King in Crimson, because of course, once they discover that the Apple Rock Kaiju is doing all this, they can't just up and move their kingdom. And they're in shock and horror about all this because they've been manipulated by it. They can't just up and move their kingdom because that would destroy everything that they've done. How could they move like 20 million people far enough away to restart a city, nation? And they are just almost in despair over this. And one of the reasons that they actually have a human court that they talk to and bounce ideas off, because technically the King in Crimson is smarter all by themselves than an entire planet of human beings. But reality, especially on the inside and on the razor's edge, is so big. There is so much knowledge, there is so much to know. I mean, even out here on the outside, there is still so much to know that if you have to specialize in one thing, you know next to nothing about anything else. It is 100 times worse on the inside and 1,000 times worse on the razor's edge. With all the knowledge out there, you can only afford to, if you decide to go in a direction, take 1 or 2 steps along a line of inquiry, and if it doesn't seem like it's going to pan out, you walk away and you go to something else. That's why they now have boosters for their wireless phone system to make it actually work so that it goes from the inside all the way through to the razor's edge to the outside, where we are using quantum technology, something that they hadn't even thought of until they were able to connect their internet to, their throughnet to the internet and learn. There is so much to know that they can't even know at all. They bounce stuff, ideas and thoughts off of their human people surrounding them, because who knows where that thought is going to bounce off to and in what weird direction. And sometimes those little thoughts bounce off into weird corridors that, smart as the Crimson King is, they would never have thought of going in that direction. So that's one of the reasons that they have a court, which is the Sanguine Court, and of course that's the Crimson Kingdom, and they both live and govern out of the Red Palace. Now, I wondered on this one myself, what is the fascination with red? Green is easiest for human beings to see because it's right in the middle of our visible color spectrum. Is red easiest to see because of their color spectrum? It's right in the middle and easiest to see, going way down into the infrared and possibly up into the ultraviolet? Don't know yet, but that's an idea. Everything is red, but not everything. About 60% of all the colors in the kingdom are various shades of dark orange to almost completely black, dark red. But 40% of all the other colors are just other colors, bright and happy, friendly stuff. They're not dependent on the color. They just prefer the color heavily. That's why the phones, the first model of their wireless mobile phones, it's the Seaki A6200, which is the angstrom light wavelengths of visible light in the dark orange to red color. How about that? And of course, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people, I can speak English, however many people have left me comments. There aren't a lot, but anything more than 0 is awesome. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I got American Sign Language, well, with my depression, fibro, a whole lot more, my memory is not the best. We have Harry Peter, thumbs up, and yes, rest in peace, Bob Saget, definitely. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. Dolphin, I will do that on another day, but definitely a good idea, thank you. And then we have Morgan Gaskin, thumbs up and thank you. There is Maddie E, I will put those on the list, definitely. Ben B, thumbs up and thank you. Larry from Space, greatly appreciated. And that is it. 7 people in the last 24 hours who left me comments on my videos. That is appreciated to no end, even for a short time. You get me out of my head and dealing with real people, if only a text, and that is appreciated. Thumbs up for that. And with my hands in the air, of course, I don't know what device you're watching this on, don't know where the video description is thusly, but inside the video description, there are links to my various channels, if you could check those out. Blah. Saliva. If you could check that out, that'd be very, very cool. I also have links to my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and again, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These are literally beautiful and awesome people. Again, I am disabled. I cannot work. I broke my back working, not literally broke my back, but my back is my problem. All the back injuries that I've had working as a nurse's aide. 15 years, and I'm broken. I'm busted. It ain't fun. And with these people's help, I'm able to live and survive. So thumbs up and thank you. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a link to a PayPal. That'd be cool if you could check it out. And of course, there's also a link to my Amazon wishlist link if you check it out. Mostly it's cat food. There's also things like a plushie on there. It'd be cool if someone could check that out. Do not feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you cannot or do not donate, I take all good wishes, deposit them in the bank of my heart. What do I say? So thank you very much. Oh, wow, I got derailed hard right there. You gotta love that. Like right into a cliff wall. Thumbs up. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that too would be a definite thumbs up. Yay. And it's still dim and gray outside from the rain, so it's going to be another really slow day. Oh boy, I was fighting sleeping all day yesterday, so thumbs up on that. Try your best to seek creativity, positivity, and balance in life. It's better than bouncing off the walls, trust me. And of course, with the Covfefe bug still raging and people just... It ain't good. It ain't a hoax. It ain't any kind of just political thing. It is a disease that wants to spread, and it's doing so. So please be careful. If you don't have to go out amongst the unmasked, I cannot speak English. If you do have to go out among the unmasked, unvaxxed, mouth-breathing masses, please maintain your social distancing, wear a mask, wash your hands off, and try not to touch your face. If you haven't, please get vaxxed. If you can get one, get a booster. Please. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is, in my book anyway, a very good thing.